Hello guys, welcome to the Train Parrot. Today is the last day of the month in October. We're gonna look into how is our breakout progressing towards the level of 74.6, which is the final target. I'll explain why we might need to have a little bit of an additional pullback to what we are having currently. This particular last move that started last night, I want to talk about it and how I feel it seems to be failing to get to our final target. So let's discuss that in detail. Guys, if you like this type of videos, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I put out one of these videos. And this morning, guys, I woke up to a massive surprise. Yesterday, guys, as usual, we talk about hopefully getting above 400 likes. Today, guys, we broke a record, 507 likes in the video from yesterday. And you might be wondering what was so special about that video. Well, if you missed the video from yesterday, we talk about the stochastic RSI. We pretty much spent 20 minutes talking about this bullish cross that is about to get confirmed today. You may or may not think it's a small deal, but it's actually a big deal. Make sure that you're informed on what could happen as a combination of the outcomes of 2013 and 2021 mid-cycle. Do not miss that. And when it comes to performance of the month in October, we are at 14%. So if we compare that to 2020 equivalent year, we are kind of halfway through of what we were able to do at that point. But considering that in 2020, we had a red September, so we went 8% down first. And then from there, we made 27.7. Instead, this year, September and October have been pretty bullish so far. There is hours away from closing October. So I don't want to invoke Murphy's Law, but as you can see here, 7% and then 14 additional is awesome. And thanks to that, now we are challenging the top of the range. The 50 daily moving average, as we were talking a few days ago, closed on the 28th of October, very similar to the close that we have on the 31st of October a year ago. And so far, we seem to be following the steps of what happened last year. And we continue to stay above the highest close in a monthly candle in the whole history of Bitcoin. So if this October closes in here, we will be pretty much 1.36% above that highest close ever. And that is a big deal, especially considering that we are doing so during a monthly breakout in a bullish flag of this magnitude of 162%. So, you know, most people look at bullish flags and just place this in here and repeat that from the bottom and talk about somewhere above 100K and below 200K. That is where most people are putting their eyes at the moment. And retail is starting to search about Bitcoin. You can see that now we are at 26. Just roughly a week ago, we had less than 18, 17, I think it was the lowest during those days. Previous cycle, at the same time, we were at lows of 12, 11, where people were saying nothing is going to happen. We're just going to enter a massive recession. And we went the opposite way. And here is what I think is the responsible for what's going on with the price. The ETFs total cumulative flow, as we were talking around in here, started mimicking what we did in March, which is to just go parabolic mental accumulation. We have 2 days in a row of inflows over 800. That is just ridiculous, the amount of cash that is coming through the ETFs. And we are far away from the 63K, which is the short-term holder realized price. That's the average of the short-term holders where they enter recently. So that means that people are about to get 10K in profit. And I think that is responsible for calling out the rest of the losers to start chasing the price and start buying, like running in circles and thinking, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, we're going to go over 100K. Let's buy right now. Of course, we don't do that. We've been the past months cherry picking like surgery. Where do we enter? We enter at 49. We enter at 53.5. We enter at 57 and we enter at 59. We deserve below 60s in the price of Bitcoin. Looking at the 4 hour, let's look again at the setup from yesterday. What did I say in the morning yesterday? I said our support is at an RSI 4 hour of 64. That in the price got hit at 1 p.m. The video was in the morning. We were heading down and we went straight for our line of support. We bounced off that. We hit it a second time at 9 p.m. after my second video, second touch of our support. And if we were to say that this in here was the bull flag, this breakout there is a fake out, or at least a very weak low volume attempt to hit the highs without succeeding. Let's just zoom in a little bit more before the workers start with their stupid drilling. You can see in here, that is the flag. And we actually went up, came back down, close ambiguously there, above, below support. It depends whether you do the flags on the highs of the price or on the closing of the price. If you do it with the closing of the price and you squeeze the flag like this so you can fit your narrative, then you can say, yeah, the breakout is successful, we are above, and now we are going to hit wherever the flag is supposed to take us, which you might measure it from 68 or you might measure it from below. Point is, it looks like a breakout, but I have my concerns about this breakout because it got sold out so quickly and we started going sideways. I'm forced to go to the RSI and to place a line from the top touching the breakout. This is the breakout that we just had, and instead now of continuing pointing higher with the same strength that we have on the left hand side, we're kind of rolling over just after breaking out. So this is just a sign of warning. It doesn't mean the breakout is fully discarded, invalidated. For an invalidation, we need to go back to where we came from, which is pretty much 71.8. At the moment, we are at 72.4. So we are still challenging the order block in there. We might as well succeed on that, but the RSI is saying, yeah, I'm gonna try that, but you know what? I'm a bit exhausted. I'm not sure I'll be able to do so. And I understand we just had a very impulsive move. Some shorts are getting very cocky, accumulating liquidity at the top. I'm gonna just show you in a minute what these bastards are planning to do. And they came back on the order block with a new sell wall right above the price. They are repeating the same bullshit that we had when we were in the beginning of the bull market, which is constantly shorted. You're wrong, shorted from higher. You're wrong, shorted from higher. And we went all the way like that until 48K. We did a 2x and they were still shorting like that. So let's see who's gonna win with this arm wrestling. I am betting for the short term, and don't kill the messenger. I might be wrong on this one. We don't have a lot of data to confirm what I'm saying, but I feel that this support of 64 is convenient for us if it gets broken. It's convenient for us that we hit some other fair value gaps, not just the first one. We cool down a bit and then we hit them harder because they're going to get cocky, they're going to add to their short, and that is precisely what we want to be able to target them with more strength. So that RSI 64 is located now still at 64, so we can come back down, touch that. That's my preference, and I have a slight bias towards that, which I wouldn't now use to short and that we are going there and to be wrong. Is just a feeling, I will say. And on the daily, we seem to be still printing a bull flag. This looks just like a bull flag that we are still hitting and trying to get above the 73.1. Obviously, we haven't done it. Remember, best targets at the moment, candidates for coming back to the scene of the crime if we happen to witness that in the next few days, thanks to expected high volatility. We have 70K and 69K. Those two levels will still make me feel confident that nothing is broken in the bullish structure. You can see low, high, low, high, low, high. So just come back there. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing different to what we have already done to break out outside. So the takeaway is that we can afford to do that and survive it. Open interest still there, no big flash in any direction. We are still in the area that just looks beautiful. Interestingly, spot is slowly adding to their position a little bit more and a little bit more. If we place a trend line like that, we don't get all the touches. I wish I could put an RSI to this. I'll check later, but you can see there is like some sort of breakout on spot. A very, very early kind of sign of hope that spot might pick up. Of course, futures is always in the game. They're still holding on to their open interest, so their positions are open, both shorts and longs. And we are about to print new lows on the Big Whale Explorer, which confirms that the whales, the largest holders in the space, continue to withdraw coins from exchanges, which is great. I think that this is not just people buying on spot, but also influenced by what's going on at the moment with the ETFs. Remember, this is going parabolic from the ETFs institutions. Long-term holders just going sideways, no news there. And every time I see the megaphone pattern, I feel like singing "Can't Take My Eyes From You." I don't know if you know the song. It's just that the lyrics remind me the pattern, or the other way around. Every time I see the pattern, I feel like singing this. And if this video gets 500 likes, I don't know if you want that, but I promise you, I'm gonna make myself a fool and sing the first verse, and I will have to learn it in guitar as well. Let me know if you want that in the comments. All right, let's look at the liquidity. This sideways action, you know what I think about. It means that all these dudes in here are getting impatient. There's no movement. The price is not going anywhere. On the 15-minute chart, what's going on? Where is my breakout? And they start placing stop losses all over the place, account liquidations, 150x in leverage on both sides. And what do? We look, okay? We look, where are those orders? We move away the previous range that was the 70k that we know it was too extremely loaded, so we need to put it out of the visual. So the normalizer of Trading Different, this website that in the link in the description you get 15% discount. By the way, they are doing a Cyber Monday from October 30, yesterday, until the 6th of November. And you get this massive discount for 6 months or 3 months of Trading Different. But hold on the horses. Before you head down to tradingdifferent.com, look at the link in the description, because I just talked to the CEO of Trading Different, and he told me that if you use my link and you make sure that you put my code at the time you are paying, you get additional discount from what you're getting here, which is already from 454. It drops it to 300. And I believe I have a 15% additional. If it doesn't work, join their Discord server, Trading Different. They have a Discord server, they have a Twitter and a YouTube channel, and talk to them and make sure that the code works, so you get something around $200, which is beautiful to have in the next upcoming 6 months. So what do we see? We are seeing that the longs are more exposed with this recent price action. The price started pushing up, and that's why I'm getting nervous, right? So we went to 72.9, okay? That is the price action that we can see in here, which many people are gonna say it's a successful breakout. It's holding there. And there are chances, there's always chances for something to happen. But what we need to try to find is what has the highest chances, okay? And at the moment, as I say, I have a bias that this might fail for the short term in here. And my bias is coming from these longs that are getting overexposed, putting 70k at risk at the moment. And they started doing that on the 30th of October at 9 p.m., which is precisely when the breakout happened. Then the price came back in here, and you can put a line there. You can see that we are above it, but not much higher than what we already did. So it's kind of coming back into the same range. This becomes a liquidity hunt, and that liquidity is located at 70k. That's what I'm trying to say. Can we go higher before hitting this? Can we do something like that and then come back there? Sure, there is liquidity there. I'm not saying that there isn't. But at the moment, the biggest motivation is 70k. Just take it or leave it. In the defense of the longs, There are new developments on the scalping chart. You can see that we've been talking about liquidity ending at 77K. But since we had this bullish move, since I have the chart like this and I wasn't really scrolling down, guys, this is a live chart on Trading Different. And during this move up, no one told me in the comments, dude, show above 77K. If I show it, you can see that now we have a new cloud of shorts pretty much inviting us, teasing us with 82K. That is new, guys. We had liquidity in red up until 77. And thanks to these dudes, if now I scroll away, look at the old videos. The liquidity right above us is larger than below 47. Many people here close their positions. They're gone. Yesterday we saw developments as well in the order book. We noticed that these orders left at 47K. I don't know if that has to do with that, but a few months ago, this red in here was more red than that one in here. This was barely red when we were displaying this area, and things have now flipped. Not just this become extremely more heavy, but now we have a new kid in town, 80 to 82K. So say hello to that 82K, guys, because in the next upcoming days, we're gonna be having fun with that. Not guaranteed, but very likely. And the last thing, I'm gonna bother you this morning with alpha, and again, hit the like. Let's get those 500 likes. Is that wall of 123 billion. That is the final number that was supposedly spoofing the market here. We don't know. I couldn't prove that it got executed. It seems to be that they just did the same that happened early this year in here when they placed 134 million. Is that now they have a new selling wall with nothing but 98 million, which is again larger than anything in the past 8 months. So it's substantial and it's placed roughly at 73.7. So that is right in the middle of the largest pool of liquidity. So there is a lot of incentive to go there. We are just discussing in this video whether the small detail, okay? The small detail is can this just survive like this and then just go straight up and ignore the 70K? That's the small detail. Or do we go for 70, give it a kiss, and then we go for that? I don't know. I mean, those are the two highest likely scenarios at the moment, unless there is a black swan event, which I always say, because that's always the case. And people think that because I say we're going up, I somehow can control the world from not having black swan events. That's something really cool to have. Unfortunately, guys, I cannot. I just can see what could happen in normal conditions. That's also based on the delta. We are at the top of the range on longs, very exposed, and going to high block capital, which there's also a link in the description with a discount. We are now topping at 362 of delta. So this big, massive wall, larger than we have had in a long time, putting the longs at risk, is just here with a huge invitation letter to hit these longs that are just thinking the parabolic move will never end. So I think the risk at the moment is on the longs to take out some of that liquidity. Fair value gaps is also on my side. Hopefully they're not gonna disappoint this time, but we have this large one starting from 71.4 until 70. So kind of the stars are aligning for hitting at the very least that 70K soonish. Guys, if you want to trade on a top-notch exchange, I use Bybit. I use it for trading with my bots. I use it for manual trading. I connect it to 3 commas. I connect it to Ganium. Really good quality. When it comes to the API, I prefer it over other exchanges that also offer API connection to bots. The liquidity is good as well. If you open an account with the link in the description, you get 3 different benefits. 30,000 in rewards subject to trading volume, lowest fees to trade on Bybit, and the third, which probably is the best perk, is that you can connect your Bybit with my website, thetradingparrot.com. And if you have a decent amount of volume traded, and when I say decent, you don't need millions of dollars, you can deposit 1K, 10K, and as long as you trade frequently, that stacks up very quickly and it gets you not just the welcome reward, but also access to my community for free, in which case you don't have to pay any fees to get access to over 100 different indicators I have built, and the bot assistant and other pro tools to trade with bots. But if you want to open an account without KYC, and maybe you want to have 10 different accounts separate to do different type of trades, go for bluffing. Bluffing, in 5 minutes, you get 2 different accounts. That's what I did. They offer a 10,000 bonus if you use my link in the description. The lowest fees again to trade. And I repeat, no KYC anywhere in the world. This is the way to go. And don't miss the Cyber Monday from Trading Different. Remember, use the link in the description to get additional discount to what they are offering in here. You can find the link in the description at the bottom of all my favorite products. And that doesn't mean that that is not one of my favorites. It's just that they are in chronological order as I've been adding them, or maybe not. All right, guys, see you on the next one. Bye-bye.